And good afternoon, everyone. This is Woody Collins, and I'm with Congo Helping Hands. And today is another day of talking about the Congo. And today's subject is why solar water pumping. And we are here to kind of get you up to speed on what we're doing in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So if you like these daily broadcasts, please like, share, and subscribe to these presentations. So we have been talking about water, and we've been talking in light of last Monday was a week ago was the World Water Day, and so I've been on this kick for a while because water is our number one uh, project in the Congo. We'll be hopefully starting some bigger projects pretty soon. And also, it is so vital to the well-being of Congolese, not only from the standpoint of hello, how you doing, Beth Ann? She's from Boston, so welcome. But we're talking about what goes on in the Congo and why it's so important to the survival of Congolese because it is a basic health feature, meaning to say if you don't have water, it can cause all kinds of problems, and that's safe water that is. If the water is unsafe, it can kill you and then make you sick, and you can also stunt your growth because, especially with kids, when they are continually with diarrhea and stuff like that, it just drains all the nutritions out. So, yesterday I talked about in order to the Congo to get safe water, safely managed water, meaning to say they got water that's on their premises within minutes of walking to get water, and it's safe and to drink. It needs to be probably from a water well, and so I left it at that. But in order to get the water out of the water well, we drill wells about 150 feet. And to get that water from 150 feet below, you can use some pumps, but they're not reliable at that depth. Uh, hand pumps work at a shallow water area, probably less than 120 feet. But if you go into 150 feet, the pumps that work at that depth is far and in between. Number two is they are not reliable. You have to replace them and continually replace gaskets, foot valves, all kinds of things because it's a mechanical operation and depends on how the people use it. And when I say the people, as I've already talked about, 80% of the people who go gather water are children. So if the children are going to get children and women, if the children are going to get water and they have to pump water, you can imagine that they are probably playing with the pump, meaning to say they are jumping up and down and maybe not stroking it, the the pump to its full extent, doing all kinds of things. Kids are gonna, it's probably the only toy that they may have in the village, and so they are just fascinated by water coming up on it, and they probably doing all kind of experiments like, okay, I'm gonna pump this thing as fast as I can to see how fast I can get it. I can out pump my friend who can't do this and do that. So anyway, the, the, the manual pumps don't last long. So We've been looking at solar pumps, and the main reason solar pumps are so popular now is the big factor in the past was the price of the solar panels. That was the big differential, is the price of the solar panels. The solar panels were very expensive, but over the last decade, they have dropped probably around 30 percent or less of what they originally started out with. So, and you look at it, the pumps, a solar pump and a manual pump, there's not too much difference in the price of the those pumps. Surprisingly, you pay almost the same amount. But the big problem was the panels were costing so much, and then if you decided to get a diesel generator, you had to continually buy diesel fuel to pump water, and also you had to do maintenance on these generators. Uh, Monthly maintenance on them, and they would break down and people wouldn't have water, or they would be used for other things. And it was just a continual mess with trying to do uh, with the diesel generator to power uh, the pump. As a matter of fact, that's how we got involved with the Congo and on this journey of drilling wells. Is our hospital had a diesel pump that had a piston-driven diesel pump. The pump went out. It was just too costly to replace the pump. Then we decided, well, we'll use a generator and a smaller centrifugal pump, and that did not work because it was too far up the hill, and the lines were too long, and actually the the diameter of the pipe made it also impossible. So we decided that we were going to do pumping by solar, and now that the price of pumps have really decreased, I mean, the panels have really decreased. We're going to be using panels uh, because we know that the electrical pump is much more reliable than the manual pumps. The kids can't play with the electrical pump. Uh, long as the panels are secured and out of the way, and you don't place them under a tree or something like that where they'll be shaded, or limbs and things will break them. You're in good shape, and so therefore solar pumping is the way to go. So that's what our installations are coming up with. We're going to be installing solar pumping at all of our water wells that we'll be putting in. And also, by having that electrical power there, it allows you to do some real-time maintenance on them, and also real-time monitoring, because with that power there, you can hook up and receive information and send information to satellites that's orbiting the world, and you can report back in that the pumps are not working as full as they are, or they've been working all day long, meaning say that maybe a leak there or something. So you can also monitor from a distance what's going on and whether you need to go out and do it. And that aspect of it, being able to go out without having to go and visit a pump to make sure that it's still working, when you can get that it's still producing uh, 40,000 liters a day, it's working right. And also, you can even put uh, a ATM type device on them. With that ATM type device, you can also collect money without someone being there. So it's an all around good system that will hopefully pay for itself. And so we're exploring that, and we'll be doing that a little later, hopefully by the end of the year. If not, the first of next year, we'll be starting our solar water pumping project. So thank you all for coming on. If you have any question, please drop them in the chat. And we'd like to thank you all for following us. And we will talk to you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And take care. Be good. And let's get this pandemic under control.